All right, so Salakia, I just had to delete a whole boatload of videos and pictures, man. But nonetheless, all right, this is the brazen, heinous attacks on our subway system will not be tolerated, the governor said, adding the guardsmen are part of a new 5 point plan to crack down on the city's crime wave. All right, she continued, no one heading to their job or to visit family or go to a doctor appointment should worry that the person sitting next to them possess a deadly weapon. They shouldn't worry about whether someone's going to brandish a knife or gun. Right. That's what we're going to do with these checkpoints. And they always have this this sense of, you know, of pushing security and making people secure, but it is not is really in the guise of making people secure. Is really a ploy, because they truly want absolute control. They want the checkpoints. They want people to be in duress. All right, because the people they swear they protecting, them they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be affected the most. All right. Okay, so it's all bullshit. Okay, because they just allowed of millions over a span of months, millions of immigrants to come in. And we've seen the videos where, you had journalists asking these different immigrants where they're going, and they were all lined up, and a lot of them said they were going to New York, to all the major different cities, and that's where the spike in crime is coming from. Okay, and again, they they play dumb, deaf, and blind to what they are allowing, all right, to happen, all right. And it is really is all a fucking joke, man. All right, it says just in violent crimes is getting so bad in New York City subways that Governor Kathy Hochul is deploying 1,000 total National Guardsmen. All right, and again, like I said, this is just a pretense of what's going to happen. It's going to be so bad in certain parts of the country where they're going to have to deploy the National Guard. They're going to have to bring in martial law. Okay, and again, that lines up right with Scripture. Okay, again, here we go. This is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you. And that's all these people are, man. That's all these Edomites are. They're devils, man. All right, they're straight devils, and you can see in their eyes they're devils, man. All right, and they're not fooling no one. Okay, especially the elect. And I know that's why they're gonna come after us. All right, and they always have to justify the means. Go right ahead. All right, these are nothing more than devils. They're lying. All right, and they might be telling the truth about the crime, but they're not gonna tell you, oh yeah, we letting all these immigrants, and most of the crimes are happening by immigrants. But who cares? That's the Lord's doing. The Lord is the one that's doing this. Okay, He's allowing these things to come. It's part of His will. Okay, and Esau is the antagonist to get this thing going. So Salaki, give me a second. All right, so Salaki again. All right, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All this is that's being done, and again, this is pretense. It's more news. It's so much that's going out. You can't cover it all at once. This is Esau's mantra. This is his motto. Order apkeo. All right, motto of 33rd degree Mason, right? Scottish Rite, York Rite. York Rite is here in America. And having the same illusion as lug a tenebris, we see in this work. So it's order through chaos. Okay? And that's all this is. It's a ploy to justify the means of bringing in more troops, bringing in that prison planet. Okay? Where they're going to be pretty much setting up checkpoints, surveilling everything, and then watch how fast the technology comes in. It's like, oh, we're going to need this because things are getting way too out of hand. And then you're going to see a private group come in, and they're going to have, sooner or later, you're going to see robots, you're going to see drones, all right? And now the FBI and certain alphabet agencies are talking about terrorist attacks from Iran. They are buttering this thing up so nice. These people ain't going to know what hit them, okay? All right? Because it's coming to the point where, I know the elders bring this out all the time. It's draconian law, okay? Which and in short, draconian law, you can get put to death for the smallest things. All right, so a lot of people are going to be detained and arrested for the smallest shit. All right, and that's Esau coming down with great wrath. So give me a second again. All right. Okay. So Revelations 13:11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And Salaki, because I do have to pause, because I'm multitasking. All right, which you fathers understand what I'm talking about. So I'm multitasking at hand right now. So Salaki on that. If I'm making points, and then you'll probably see the screen jump to something else. Salaki. So it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. All right. Now that two horns is representing the two-party classes, which is at first the plebeian patrician, but now in modern day terms, when you speed it up, it's dealing with the Democrat Republican. All right, two horns like a lamb. Why is it like a lamb? Because a lamb is gentle, soft. Here, let's go into the word. All right. So the horns represents, a power, right? In a sense, a horn of animals. Here we go. A mighty and valiant helper. All right, and that's what the government is like. An author of deliverance, right? Of the Messiah, projecting extremity. And I know what the elder Yashawama from Dallas he just broke this down. He breaks it down all the time, So a projecting extremity in a shape like a horn, a point, apex. Right, you use that point, apex, because that's like the top, right, as of an altar. Okay, and what they are, a mighty valiant helper. All right. Let's see. The symbol of strength is a symbol of strength right here, and courage, right? And that's pretty much what they project themselves in with the political parties that they set up. Now, it's nothing but a rendition, like the same old song, as what was happening and how they set up society in the ancient Roman Empire. Okay, very much like it. Okay, they had a Senate house. When you read Maccabees, it goes into that. My God. All right. And it says, verse 12, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. Now, here, I'm going to read this really quick. This is Maccabees. Was it? Yep. First Maccabees chapter 8. And I'm going to get straight to the point on here. All right. Let's see here. And this is the Romans, all right? So I'll read the first verse. This is First Maccabees 8:1. It says, now Judas, as in Judas Maccabees, right? The son of Mattathias, okay? He had brothers during the time of the Greek rule. They were being oppressed by the Greeks, all right? And he ran to the Romans for succor, for help, okay? And they were that beacon of life. They were the strength, and and they helped nations out, okay? And they absolved nations as well. So now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that join themselves unto them, and make a league of enmity, okay, with all that came unto them. All right. So the Israelites came unto them at a point. Okay. And this is how their society was set up. All right. And it's much like This society that we live in now mirrors exactly this Roman Empire, right? So this is First Maccabees 8 and 11. It was told him besides how they destroyed and brought under their dominion all other kingdoms and isles that at any time resisted them. But with their friends and such as relied upon them, they kept enmity, all right, like a league. Okay. It says, and that they had conquered kingdoms both far and nigh, insomuch as all that heard of their name were afraid of them. Also that whom, and then you had a lot of Greek people who were in position, who the Romans imprisoned. All right. Okay. It's like, certain of the Herodians and, you know, later on down the line in history. Okay. You'll figure that out. All right. The more studying you go into. Right. So moreover, it says, yet for all, no, Salakia. Verse 13, Salakia, it says also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they displace. Finally, that they were greatly exalted, yet for all this none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to magnify themselves. Okay? Because they got rid of the monarchy. All right? They got rid of the monarchy. Okay? And they came in with the voting system. Right? It says, moreover, how they had made for themselves a Senate house. All right? What does that remind you of? Right? We live in that current type of system, a Senate house. We have a Senate, not we, but this society has a Senate house, all right, which they set up, all right, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, all right, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, that was a president, who ruled over all their country, all right, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them, all right. And so they created a voting system, all right, in the ancient Roman Empire, okay. And so that system, all right, was reemerged, all right, and that's why it says what? Revelations 13:12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. Okay. Basically, they bow and give obedience to the society. They, pretty much bow themselves to it. There's another way you could say it, but people do it every day. All right. Whose deadly wound was healed, that was the Roman Empire. Okay. Which saw its, pretty much its demise. All right. In the earlier centuries, all right, AD. Okay, so Salaki. So, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And we read Isaiah 14, all right, that continual stroke, all right, who smote the people in wrath, verse 6, all right, with the continual stroke that ruled the nations in anger and is persecuted and none hindered. All right. So he brought fire down by way of what? His weapons. Because that's Esau's blessing. All right. So going back. All right. I might have to cut this. With this, this will be my final precept. So 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, because this is what it's all leading to. All right. Those who are in the know. And we're preparing our minds for the world to change, and to change for the worse. But ultimately, it means our salvation is nearer than when we believe. All right. And the end of Esau's world, the end of the world, which, is Esau's world, and the beginning of a new one. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. All right. So this is civil unrest. This is what it's talking about. right? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Those are going to be your, excuse me, this is going to be your congressmen and your mayors and people that's in high position. People are not going to regard them because society is going to essentially, society is going to break down. All right. And all the things that the government is upholding is going to break down, like the utilities and all of this other stuff. The grid, it's three main grids. You got the east grid for the East Coast. You got the grid for the West Coast. All right. And then you got a grid for Texas. They got their own power grid. And once these grids shut down, all right, society is going to go crazy. A man shall desire to go into a city. All right. And there's different tiers of the different level of events that's going to take place. Right now, you got the civil unrest, crime rising. And so they're going to introduce the prison state, or, you know, the mass surveillance. OK, so that's one tier. And then you got to think about all the cyber attacks, and then being attacked, them pushing the ploy that they're being attacked from other countries, which is all self-inflicted. And if it be from another country, then, you know, it's from another country. But, you know, for the most part, we know it's generated. A lot of the things that's going on. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So the regular man, the regular Joe Schmo, all right, who is nobody in society, they're going to be able to do whatever the hell they want. You see what's going on in Seattle, right? People got to they got to govern their own selves, right? It says a man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able. Why? Because they're going to be what? They're going to have checkpoints. And you ain't going to be able to go anywhere without a digital ID. And this is what's coming. They bring in a digital age, and they're going to bring it fast. It's going to be shocking how fast they have it. All right. It's going to be shocking how fast they introduce the system. So they're going to recognize how society, oh, we got all these things going on, and things are just in peril. It's just chaos. The next thing you know, you're going to have a private entity, a private company come in, and they're going to introduce this technology, certain technologies, drones, dog drones, you know, man drones, all of that type of stuff. All right. Surveillance, drones, all of that type of stuff. Watch. All right. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And then we said, well, we tell you all the time that famine is coming. Right. And this is from a biblical perspective. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I have to cut it short. Until next time, I'll give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shem Shai, Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect members and the multitude of believers who call upon the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai in these last evil days. Shalom.